Good morning, day, afternoon, night, whatever time it might be for you guys. I'm your host, the Rental Man Buck. Welcome back to Hubbard County Public Works. We are currently finishing up mowing the Catholic Church and the parsonage. After that, we got 2 more tasks we have to handle today, so let's roll the intro and get the day started. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day when this video is coming out. The 2 other jobs we have to do today other than mowing are road grading some of the county roads for the washboards, or at least just some of that excess loose gravel on top of it. And we also have one of the public streets, I believe it's right over yonder, that we have to sweep off the excess gravel that we just resurfaced. I asked the question last time on the inaugural Hubbard County, but if you guys do work in public works or know somebody who does work in public works, let me know down below in the comments what kind of jobs you guys do on a daily basis. Each town is different, each city and organization has different priorities, so what do you do? One thing to note is that Hubbard County did invest in a newer to us road grader. The previous road grader, it had problems where it couldn't push gravel, so I wouldn't have been able to actually grade the gravel roads. So we had to get a different one, which is a champion. That way we can adequately do our job. You guys might remember that from the homeowners series that we did, I believe, over the winter time, right when we moved to Middleburg. But this yard is just about wrapped up. We got one little spot out front, and then we can head back. There was no trailer to haul the mower. The shop's just, right there, so we can just drive it over. The only 2 places that we really mow ourselves is the churchyard and the public city park just over on the other side of the block. Let's head down, grab the road grader though, and head out to the county roads.
A few moments later.
If you guys are from smaller towns, this might not be that odd of a sight, because usually these smaller villages are responsible for getting their roads maintenanced. So we are just going to do our public duty and get this gravel scraped off to the side to make sure that it is nice and smooth. Then we can move south, because there's one road that we have to hit down by the school that needs to be cleaned off. If you guys do like content like this and would love to see more from the Hubbard County Public Works, be sure to go down to that little description down below and smash that like button, possibly even subscribe down below. I am on the race to 100,000 public subscribers by the end of this year, and I love being the fact that I could throw a little bit of extra content in before the end of 22 cycle for the very anticipated FS25. I'm hoping to get some content out on that game really soon when it comes to maybe working in the mods department. And possibly, I repeat, possibly doing maybe something with like the storm chasing. I might be able to throw something together with the engine to make some content off that. We really only go to city limits before we have to turn ourselves back around. And this gravel road seems to be fine. So we're going to turn around to this gentleman's driveway and head back and start grading the other way. Anyone that is not from the smaller gravel-roaded community, you guys might not know what a washboard is. So washboards are basically the speed bumps of gravel roads. That road is really bad. We always have to work on this corner because people are going around it so fast. And the buckling of the... I always think the way this works, I've tried to ask people before. My hypothesis is that when it's like pushing your skin. If you push your skin, you're going to see the ripples on there, and it's like a vehicle stopping, and over time those build up and make a washboard. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's how that works. So all we really need to do is just come out here and push that excess gravel off to the side, and then with the washboards we'll grade over the top of them. So again, it makes a smoother, more pleasant drive on these already, pretty loose surfaces. Gravel roads are kind of like racing on dirt tracks. The corner will never be the same twice, so you really have to be careful when you're driving on this loose gravel. This stuff will suck your car into the ditch faster than snot. You have to be, if you're more experienced on gravel, yeah, sure, you can drive doing 65 and being dumb. We were all young and dumb once. But all it takes is one patch of loose gravel and you are upside down in your neighbor's yard. Or some random guy's pasture. Pretty sure that concludes the main part. There was one blip I think I missed in the middle, but I think for the main part that gets all of that cleared out. Let's go fix the washboards on this turnpike, and then we'll head down south and go get the spot by the ball field and the school. with that finished out, this is a true story. On my bucket list, as well as my dad, mainly my dad's, he's always wanted to drive and operate one of these maintenance road graders. I honestly think it'd be an absolutely awesome experience. I don't know where on earth I could do that or how I could get my hands on one, but it's one thing I've always wanted to do, is to operate a road grader. At some point in my life, I will do it, mark my words. I didn't really realize how fast this thing could boogie. I mean, 30's not really that quick, but for a piece of machinery this big, this would be something I'd see going down the road going, he's on a mission. Man's on a mission. He's moving. This road never gets as bad as, say, that one, because a lot more ag equipment and heavier equipment goes down that path. But maintenance still needs to be done, so let's keep on clicking away. Another project we're going to have to get started with is the possible construction of a public, a lavatory that sits out at the ball field. Usually they'll just haul in porta potties for the events, but I think they're starting to get enough of a crowd that we can justify hooking it up to the public water system. We'll just have to find a way to plumb that into the city lines, and they haven't done the zoning for that yet, so that's a future project. We're going to try and get it done before the ground starts freezing, but it's hot enough out now that I don't believe we're going to need to worry about that. It also comes down to funding and clearing it through the town board. But we all know how politics go. They're all trying to basically get their yard shoveled and mowed first, and nothing's actually done for the community itself. So, for the time being, we'll just wait. I, for one, vote that they actually put blacktop all the way out, at least until we get to the medic clinic. It just kind of seems dumb that we have gravel that leads to an emergency system in our public school system. You would think that they would justify an actual paved road for those specific applications. But hey, I'm not the one that does the jobs around here. All I do is I gotta fix them. And there is that. Let's head back to the shop, get the 3010 out, and we will start sweeping that road that's, I think it's on Nebraska Street, that it's on Iowa Street.
20 minutes later.
I feel like we're going to get a lot of use out of this 3010 just because of the practicality that the little tractors have around these small town communities. I also just love the fact that we were able to make this thing look like an industrial model. For those that didn't know, John Deere's industrial tractors were all usually made in a bright yellow, and at one time you could special order these things. You could get it in red. There were red John Deere's, but yellow was the industrial, and then the green and yellow that we know is obviously the agriculture. I can think of a couple roads that need resurfaced, or at least some of these driveways, but those aren't on our list, nor do we have any say in that. We'll come out here with the Bobcat and come pick this up in the truck so we can take it out to our material supply yard. Sell it back to them. This is going to take a little while. That's going to wrap out with the sweeper. It took a little bit longer than I thought it would, but I have to grab the Bobcat and the dump truck because we don't want that gravel sitting on those public roadways, especially the one person's driveway. I did call to confirm with him to make sure we could put that there ahead of time, so we're not going to get, yelled at for destroying public property or destroying private property for that matter. So let's clean up our mess, and then we pretty much should be able to wrap out our day. Not too sure if I can trust him. We got Corey in the dump truck. If I have a back end on this thing by the time we get over there, I'll be surprised. Hope you guys did enjoy the Farm Progress show if you were able to make it out. I haven't gotten plans completely figured out yet, but I am hoping to go to Husker Harvest Days. So if you missed me at Farm Progress and you might be going to Husker Harvest Days, consider looking around and possibly trying to find me. I might be somewhere around in that area. But all we should really have to do is just clean out the rest of this gravel, take it over to our material yard, and then we are done for the day. So there is our first pile. We'll try to do the pile that's in the guy's driveway. And then it's off to find something else to go and fix. Got another question for you guys down in the comment section. What is the heaviest thing that you would have towed on a trailer? I, for one, the heaviest thing that I've ever towed was the Hilbert's skid steer, the Kubota SVL 95, on the tilt deck that they got with Spencer's dually. It was during a slight mist, and everybody apparently decided to be out on the road, so Spencer was trying to watch his truck not go in the ditch, while also trying to keep the military truck on the road. So I've hauled a skid steer with a tilt deck trailer. It's the heaviest thing I've done. I'm sure some of you guys have hauled massive X9 combines with a low boy. It's a triaxle, so let me know what's the biggest thing you've done. One thing I did do is I fixed the bucket on this Bobcat. It was apparently scripted and made off of the in-game bucket, and they never fixed like half the collisions or the pickup zones. So I finally got that figured out. There is the rest of the second pile. On to the third. This one's just short enough. I'll just drive it over in one swoop. Got a little bit left off to come back for, though. Corey's going to take the Bobcat back to the shop. I will be heading off to the material yard. We'll see you guys back at the shop, and we'll end out the rest of our day. Corey, please don't break the Bobcat. I really hope. Corey. 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 He'll be fine. I think. But that's going to do it for today's episode, guys. Thank you all for tuning in to Hubbard County Public Works. Hope you did have a great week and a better one next week. But be sure to check out the Boomstick Club for all the up-to-date content from me and the gang. You guys already know who is in it. I shall see you all in the next one. This is the Rental Man out. Peace.